Shot frames per minute. Damn. First, look at that. You're first. You beat Zelly. That's crazy. How are you first? Oh my gosh, that's funny. How is Maddie first then Zelly? Just in a split second. Oof. No, I didn't get to watch. Is it safe for me to play that video on stream, or I don't get a copyright strike or anything, will I? And can y'all hear me good? Easy, I was first in stream, so I wasn't as excited. Oh shit. Damn. Wow. It's not nice. It's a good video. Yeah. How long is the video? Is it like 5-10 minutes? Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. Shoot. How did you do that? It's been 3 minutes, right? Oh, yeah. Well, there's Zelly. Good morning, Zelly. Rise and shine. Yeah, he's fast. He's fast with it, you know. Notifications on. That thing pops up and he just taps it right away and he's here. Maddie is excited. Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone into the stream. And let's just get right into it. Name is Lionel Trades. Welcome to another edition of the stream. And you know, before I get started, once again, disclaimer: everything that's going to be said in the stream and everyone on the chat is just our strict opinion. It's not financial advice. This is for educational and entertainment purposes only. And yeah, you are your own decision maker of your money and what you do in your investments. As long as you're playing it safe, as long as you're properly hedged, and you're good to go for the inevitable when it comes. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone. Good evening, Barbara. Good to see you on the stream again, as always. How's everything with you tonight? Hopefully everything is well. Just setting up right now. Just getting my Thinkorswim loaded up here. Good morning, Zali. Good morning. Much love. Big hugs, big heart to you. Gosh. Sweating over here. Whew. So what else is going on? Any new developments happening today? Maddie is telling me that there's a video from Not Legal Advice that is 30 minutes long. I'm probably gonna have to check it out on my own time and see what's happening, you know. But if you could give me like a brief on what it was about and how good was that video. Oh. Yeah. All right. So let's just get right to it. Transition. And before I get into it too as well, don't forget to hit that like, share this content, get some more people in here to join them in the conversation, and yeah, show some love. I'm about to share this myself. I'm in for a quick chat. Just got that there. Sent that to Twitter. The Twatters. Thank you for the hearts. Appreciate that. All right. So, as far as the news, again, nothing latest. But you know, there has been talks about deals. I don't know in specific what's the deal or who's involved. I know eventually I will have to look at the video and just watch it in my own time, like I said before, and to see what's up. So Maddie says, relating to communications he had with counsel for GTII, statements received regarding deals and look for K1 to come. I think he said by March 31st, but maybe he said 4:30. March 31st or April 30th. April 30th, you know, that'd be right after the date where the dividends would be settled. Yeah, it's not financial advice. Okay, Barbara. Rita, I now have the cleanest and germ-free cellar in the state. In the state, she's the only one that has it. So that's good to hear from you, Barbara, and that they, you know, got to the bottom of the situation. Nobody should live that way. I don't remember what she said. Okay. So, So we can do a little search on X. Shoot. All right, let's see. Let's see. I gotta be careful. Hopefully, looking crazy pops up here. Oh, cool. I like my own stuff. Okay. Is there anything related? Huh. Look at this. So William, why are you reposting this? Didn't you call GTII a company? Always has been, right? I saw your extremely angry video when you let honesty take over. Damn. They're starting to notice. Okay, so apparently 5 hours ago by Ham, he posted this. A deal on the way. The lawyer for the company confirms in writing 500 million counterfeit shares, and the NSCC confirms Alpine is part of the crime along with the criminals. And you see it right here. Let's just read this real quick. On October 28th, 2022, in connection with its application for review, Alpine filed an expedited stay motion requesting a stay of NSCC's imposition of a $2,154,101.32 backtesting charge. As noted above, NSCC does not impose backtesting charges under the approved rule change that Alpine challenges in its application for review in these proceedings. Rather, NSCC imposes backtesting charges under rule changes that the Commission approved in 2016.11, but NSCC assesses the backtesting charge based in part by reference to the other charges that NSCC imposes under the approved rule change that is the subject of Alpine's application. Block that Turkey bee pumper guy. Turkey bee pumper guy? Where is he at? The Turkey bee? Wait, you talking about Ham? What's up, GTII? GTII in the room right now. What was it supposed to be extended to do what? Alpine sought an expedited stay because NSCC informed that the charge would be effective November 1st, 2022. What? How do you know? Yeah, sure, a little bit. Caused Alpine to fall below the backtesting target, and it attributed to deficiencies in Alpine's net short portfolios, with the top driver being a concentrated short position in 2020. Alright. Whatever that is. Wait, what? Who are you? GTII. How you know? Ugh. Thank you, Mom. Is this supposed to be iced tea? It doesn't even taste like it. Ugh. That's supposed to be iced tea. It doesn't really taste like it at all. You know those iced teas from those Chinese hole in the wall restaurants. It's not as legit. Sometimes they add like a whole bunch of sugar into that. Where you from? Filipina. Yeah, so that was, I guess, the latest, and I'm not too sure. But again, I'm gonna have to like look into that video by not legal advice after the stream is over. Let's just get right into the price action and all that. Okay, so from what we've seen, it's been more, and you know, he's professionally bashing Ham and Willie for rent. Oh, okay, yeah, that's a good guy. Yeah. Oh my God, Matt, that was supposed to be a secret. Ay, ay, ay. Matt, come on. Oh, really? Oh. 5 years ago? Jeez. You lost your girlfriend in Cebu? Oh, shoot. Yeah, that whole BS just ruined a lot of things. Had people, just separated between, the unjab and the jab, ruining relationships and all that stuff. I'm pretty sure it's good now, but damn, like that's. How long were you with your ex-girlfriend? Oh, you're so adorable. Aren't you so cute, Maddie? I gotta focus. Damn, she married somebody else. What the fuck? Oops, excuse me. Sorry, YouTube, I just let the F-bomb go. Happily, I have 70K in shares, so I can buy the whole Cebu Island soon. Oh my goodness. I want to go over there and just buy myself my own little division, my own private division with just everything private. No neighbors, no nosy neighbors, no loud dogs roaming around and barking while I'm trying to sleep. Yeah, that all changed for sure. I remember that. Can you imagine if that was the case though? Like you're gonna have to catch me in the water trying to swim to the Philippines. But yeah. I'm happy I didn't take the night. Even if she's married to someone else, I'm pure pro, but I will never take any shit. That's a fact. And you decided well, and you took matters into your own hands and protected yourself, and you didn't get that, you know, you didn't get that needle. This lion can't really swim that well. Probably at all, unfortunately. So, well, looking at GTII right now currently, and it seems like we're in a bit of a uptrend. Let's see if you guys can actually notice this happen. So. Something. Let's see. I'll try to start from here and can I clone this? Oh, here we go. Okay. Yeah, so apparently we closed at almost 31 cents. But after hours apparently it showed that it closed at 30 pre-market. I mean post-market. Right here, and it was a volume of 423 shares, and this was at 4:04, 4 minutes after market close. So, but yeah, because I know I know you be seeing the time in sales on your end, Maddie. So. Maybe you were able to see that on your end. And then we set this on let's see, on the 4-hour chart. It's better to do it this way. Or, alright, hold on. This is actually interesting. I guess it works on the 4. So what we see in here is also resemblance of a cup and handle, maybe. Let's see. We got this. Still waiting for this to actually break off the handle and try to trade over 34 cents again. What was the high? So the high was actually almost 32 cents. Let's go to E-Trade. It's better to just go to E-Trade and do this. All right. Yeah, when it comes to this chart, I don't know why. I actually like this better. By the way, I'm curious if a MOAS could be possible here in GTII. Like Ace's ChatGPT predictions, 1,000 per share after a breakout during a catalyst. And with that catalyst being perhaps potentially, in my opinion, the Trento deal, or whatever deal it is that they're talking about with those counterfeit 500 million shares. I guess according to that number of counterfeit shares, if they had theoretically covered all those shares back, bought back, then yeah, the possibility of seeing GTII over 3 digits would be most definitely the case. And we've heard about 3-digit numbers on GTII, and even I remember even 2000 was thrown in there, just speculating, But I've heard of that number being thrown out there for GTII once it squeezed. Or should I say once it squeezes? Then that would be the case. But I still think that catalysts. Damn, GTII. You just pretty much like took what I was about to say. That was exactly what I was thinking about. I was thinking about a catalyst as those brokers and hedge funds being in trouble with all the things happening in the market, and the concerns of an incoming market crash, the bank term lending. Was it the bank term funding program that just ended today? Imagine that, trying to get loans to try to, bail out a bank, if it was in trouble, for example. What if these brokers were into these banks, and then, all of a sudden, like, it's not like they're safe from everything, like, what can happen to us can happen to them simply. And of course, we don't trade on margin, but they do. And so if things happen to where it triggers this domino effect, and the ramifications of this market crash, let's say, for example, would trigger would cause these brokers, institutions, to have to force close their positions and cover and get margin called and all that good stuff. That would eventually result in all those counterfeit shares, let's say, in my opinion, to be covered. And if it's indeed more than 500 million shares, and you think about the volume and how and the volume that comes in to GTII, and how much it runs, once like the stock runs when we experience these large volume trades in a day, like, you already know if it's over 1 million, then you'll see some type of movement for sure. But if it's over 2 million, even 5 million shares traded in total volume, like, that would actually put GTII in a position to run crazy. And we're talking about, like, if, let's say theoretically, if we had a 2 million shares traded in volume tomorrow, then you would definitely see this without a doubt break over 35 and easily touch 40 cents, and we would be at a new day high. Clark and Julie, good evening to y'all. Thank you for joining the stream once again. Loving the conversation with all of you, as always. Mark R, welcome back. What is good? How is your Monday doing? And how was your weekend? Let's see. So what's going to happen as people that are invested heavily in these short squeeze plays are going to hold too long, become bag holders? They can all. So the whole thing is, I don't know about you guys, but even if that number is being thrown out there, right, and the possibilities are high, and let's just say, yeah, like GTII does run, but we can't be so sure about the numbers that they throw around. But you always gotta prepare yourself for anything and everything when it happens, and how you're able to manage and set up your limits and focus on certain brackets, because remember the whole thing with brackets, and obviously this is not financial advice, but we're just speculating here. We're having this conversation because this is something that we all need to know about. So what if that was the case, right? And you have a good position, a heavy position in GTII, and this thing starts to set off and starts to run. You have yourself holding about 70K, 100K shares. At this point, you probably would have that number if you were heavily invested, especially in these prices that we've been trading in for a good month or two, month and a half. Ever since we hit a low of 19 cents. So what are you gonna do until then when it happens? Well, you gotta figure this out, and you gotta set it to where you are most content with, and make sure that you don't let greed take over, and then you end up bag holding from diamond handing. Even if let's say like it hits a certain number and you're good and you're set, you feel like, damn, you know what, this is enough for me. I don't need to be that greedy, because I know eventually I'm gonna make something out of it and then go into something else. And I'm not going to take the risk just in case if it doesn't reach that number, that specific target, or whatever targets that they've mentioned out there in speculation, then you'll be good. I don't think anybody wants to be holding the bag, and because they think we're conditioned to diamond hand something. And when it happens, we're expecting such a high number, like 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 a share. This is a lesson that we just need to go through. But before it happens, we have to be mentally prepared and emotionally prepared for things like that to happen. And we've learned that by experience. And obviously with AMC, GME, and other plays that we've started to believe that the inevitable was supposed to happen, which was oh my God, 100,000 a share, and they obviously conditioned us to believe that. But in order for that to happen, obviously, of course, like we mentioned before, something crazy has to happen in the market that would literally trigger a domino effect and cause things to happen to brokers and get those margin calls, and then the rest. So GTC orders, which is good till canceled orders, You have a limit. There's some that gives you 30 days. There's some that gives you 60 days for you to be able to set a limit. Let's say, oh, I want to set my limit to $125 a share, and I'm selling 500 shares. You can just set that in 30 days, and that would be the safest bet, because you don't really have to like worry about having to look back and see what happened. Let's say like it runs and then you're doing something important, and let's say you missed out on the action, but ended up reaching your order and filling it even way before the 30 days or the 60 days of that GTC order, then you're good. You're good. And you want to do it in brackets. You want to do it as let's say you're well positioned and you have a low average, and you know that if it went up to like $5 and you made a killing, then you can set your GTC order to $5 and put however amount of shares you want to set. Oh, I'm gonna set my 500 shares at $5. It's good till cancel, so it's gonna give you 30 days time frame. So if anything happens between those 30 days, and let's say it runs and it hits my target, then the order will fill, and then I'll get my profits, and I secure the bag easy like that. And if it continues moving up, then you just keep setting it to a higher bracket, and until you have everything set, until you have all those shares set to sell at a limit on GTC. But $5 is something for someone who has a lot of shares at an average like where it's at now, at 30 cents. I mean, whoever's just getting into this play now, who is actually new, they'll definitely benefit from it. But everybody who has been holding for 2 years and change, well, of course you would have to have the time to be able to average down and get to a lower average, and yeah, $5 is pretty much nothing to the long-term holders. If it was 20, of course, 20 is something. 50 is definitely something. But if it's way more than that, like triple digits, over 100, 200, 500 is, then we all Gucci. We are all Gucci as long as we like literally hit it right there, just like that, secure the bag, and that's it. So well, Mark are my watch list tomorrow. NKGN ASLN ELWS SELX and JL. Mark, how are those plays doing right now? I see JL was up almost 5% on the day, and that's the thing too. Just like GTII said, in the OTC and the over-the-counter markets, there's no halts. The only way that there could ever be a halt is that they get delisted completely and taken off, or if they're gonna actually halt it to actually send GTII to the big boards. like NASDAQ or whatever. Anything else, if it's running, if it's squeezing, it's gonna literally happen. Like, there's nothing compared to AMC. Like, if you see how AMC was running, just think of it without the halts. Literally different. Your eyes will try to catch it. Barbara Sykes, Lion, someone mentioned watching the spread. What exactly am I looking for? Thank you in advance. I am selling third limit GTC. Fidelity only lets GTC orders 5 times the last sale order. Yeah. I actually wanted to talk to you about that too, as well, because for example, on Thinkorswim, or was it Charles Schwab now? So like let's say if GTII was at $3 a share. I remember I was trying to set a GTC order and it only let me set it for like $150 a share, and it didn't let me go any more than that, like 200 or 300, whatever. So I feel like the more GTII moves up in price, the amount per share gets readjusted, and then you could be able to set it at a higher price. I think that's how it is, in my opinion. So let's see. Oh yeah. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I see even MNPR was up 11.63% on the day. So Mark R, if you got back into that, it looks like it's in a way to go to $1 a share. Yeah, Zelly. Yeah, because there's so many I's in his name. I gotta reiterate all of the I's. So I gotta go like GTII. Clark says, I didn't know there were no halts on the OTC market. That means if GTI goes parabolic, these hedge funds are going to burn clear to the ground with no one to rescue them. Yeah. In 2022, Lou pulled the plug, and this is why GTI didn't squeeze the triple digits. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta say, that's the only reason why I'm so upset with him. Because he decided to really like stray others into other plays. Knowing the fact that we really had it, we were like literally at the cusp. We were right there. And he decided to do what he did. And freaking Cosmos. What was he thinking? Unless he was paid off. Clark, I didn't know about those holds until I knew about GTII. So I'm still waiting to actually see it for myself. We were so close to seeing that. We were literally close, like for real. For real, like you're talking about these candles being. You probably would have seen this candle all the way up, like up the freaking moon. Joseph Perez, welcome back to the stream, my brother. Hello. Do I use these indicators? I do, to the best of my ability. And I do study and I think it's easy for me to like determine what direction is going to, especially the moving average exponentials. Like for example, the way that it looks on the 4-hour for GTII, even if it has a little bit of like a consolidation, if you want to call that, and some tightness, you can see it's a little tight in the bands, but at the same time, you got the 50-day average, moving average exponential. Then the 21-day is right over that, and then the 8-day, which is what you want to see usually for more bullish movement. But these bands would have to like expand and turn back into green in order to confirm that too as well, and continue to move to the upside and follow. Vice versa, you know, if it turns fully red and it starts to, and if the bands start to fall down. So, and then I do use the MACD, of course, and my thing here is if it doesn't hold, and I'd say if it rejects the red line on the MACD and it starts to pull back some more, then we would see GTII try to come back down to the 27 cents level. Or if it really decides to pull back more, then you got the 24-cent level as a major support. But if it turns back around, we get a bounce. Because, you know, if you look at it a little bit closer, it kind of looks like, oh, blue 5. Wait, blue 5. Where are you? Wow. How did I miss out? Blue. Damn. Hope everything is good with you, Blue. Just keep holding on, bro. Time is on our side for sure. And once it happens, we're gonna be good. And then you're gonna have a big plantation of cookies in your backyard, and you're gonna be able to make some business with that, you know what I'm saying? But hopefully you get a good night's rest, man. And it's good to see you here. So what I'm saying here with the MACD, this is pretty much like, it acts just like, you know, a chart. So if it breaks down and it rejects, it's like, okay, so we have more of a pullback. But if it bounces up and we get sort of like a double bottom, then we would see it pull right back up, and then we would see all of these things that I mentioned and I pointed out to come to fruition and start heading more to bullish. Pretty much like going back to the upside and try to retest these levels of resistance at 35 cents. Okay. What I wrote down was, say the sale price 200. I will place a GTC for 1,000 per share. My notepad has 4 columns, 1 for each stock. Oh, okay. Okay, Barbara. Well, what I'm saying is, even if that's the case, then what if it doesn't go to 1,000, right? You would want to play it a little bit on the safe side and lower your target and try to get it at a certain bracket, like I said, at a certain price target at, let's say, okay, you say you put it for 1,000. I want to lower that and we'll put it for like 852 or 494 share for my 500 shares or whatever. You got to think about what's most definitely possible. What? Is my mic working? Good Lord, let me know if you guys can hear me. I think my mic is like... I think it's the cable. I think it's the cable that's just that's not stable. Eventually, I'm probably gonna have to get into another mic. All right, so if you're still here, Joseph, we got the stochastic RSI, relative strength index, and then you got this. Pretty much like giving you the little signal, and then we got a little pullback, so that means we'll pull back and then try to bounce right back over and try to get back over to 30 cents to 32 cents and so forth. And I usually like to do this on the 4-hour chart because it gives you more of a not a foundation, but like it's more of an idea of like what direction it will have in the long term. But as long as and if you can see, as long as GTII, the 50-day moving average exponential, remains like below here, and then the candles are trading above it like this, in that sort of way, then that's good. That's a good sign, that's showing more strength to the upside. As long as that's the case and it continues to move up and the other moving averages follow along the way. And then on top of that, I use the TTM squeeze to measure the momentum. So if we see that momentum is slowly coming up to the upside and it stays above and it continues to grow, then that means like that's giving you that confirmation too as well of that push. What's up, Jeggings? All right, so I'm gonna just review. I'm gonna look at the hour chart, see if we see anything different, of course, and then we can move on to other tickers that you guys mentioned. So thank you, Zali, for letting me know about the mic. Big hugs. Let's see. Immortal GTII, welcome back. I haven't seen you in a while here. GTII to 1,000. It's anything is possible, and especially if they have like those amount of counterfeits, 500 million shares. Imagine if it was all like being bought back at the same time. 500 million counterfeit shares bought back in one day. It would probably set GTII to like become the next, in my opinion, not financial advice, just speculating, to be considered just the monster of all squeezes, compared to HKD when it went up to 2,550 something. It would probably match with those type of numbers, maybe. I don't know. Sounds good, Lion. That that was only an example. Hopefully I will be in my chair watching the whole time. Yes, I can hear you just fine. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you, Barbara. Just, always be safe and sorry. I know Citadel and several other big hedge funds are heavily shorted in NWBO. I have 3,931 shares of NWBO. Damn, brother, you're heavy in that. Jeggings, could you comment on how potential existence of parallel universes influences your views on free will? What? Easy. Just take a rocket, name it Jism, and then blast into the universe. It hopes to find a portal to a universe parallel to us, but So here on the hour chart, you can see more of that confirmation because even though it's actually coming out a little bit here on the RSI, this could just temporarily just have a little pullback and then another breakout. Let's see, when it comes to the MACD here in the hour, this has to either hold back down or this has to like bounce right off the red line and then go like this. And then the TTM squeeze. Of course, this has to turn green. It has to turn green and start moving back up. Like how this is looking, So far we have that green arrow here indicator. So things can change and we can have a little bit more of a push up tomorrow. As long as here on the hourly it continues to be green, because we did have a little change here. It's shifting the bands, and then hopefully we can stay above 30 cents. That's the goal right now, is for GTI to stay within that consolidation, and then just stay above 30 cents. If you stay above 30 cents, these hedges are freaking they're really struggling and they're hurting right now. And before I move on to the next ticker, we'll just look quickly at how the cost to borrow rate is looking like. Alright, how's everybody doing so far? So if you notice here, you know how we usually see like 1,300,000. We were at 1,400,000 at one point at 20% cost to borrow fee. Now things are getting a little interesting because now we've dropped in the amount of shares available to borrow. So now we're at 800,000 at 14% cost to borrow fee. So if you see this, we like if we go down here and I show you I'll just speed right through it. You see how it's just been consistently 1,400,000 shares, 1,300,000 shares for a long time. 1,200,000 back and forth. And now we're at 800,000. So what happens if the number continues to decrease and continues to drop down? That means the shorts are struggling. When you run out of shares to borrow, then you know it's crunch time for GTII. Mark my words. So that's what we're hoping for. Good here, almost at work. I've been enjoying your stream the whole drive, man. That means a lot. And hopefully the music isn't making you fall asleep while you're driving, because it sounds so soothing right now. Wow, Clark is just loaded. Jackings is like, can you do a recap of William finding out all the bulls aren't in Pamplona, but in fact is GTII? The bulls are not in Pamplona. The bulls are all in CJYL. Okay, Lucky? Gosh. I'm telling you, like, majority of retail that is not in GTII and in other plays, I just think they're gonna miss out on something really important, really huge. Like, time is ticking, and this is like, I don't know. It just seems like, this is like the calm before the storm, you know? Especially with all the volume that has been trading. Man. Barbara's heading to sleep. Thank you for joining us, as always, Barbara. You have a lovely, lovely night, and you have a great day tomorrow. Thank you, mommy. Music by Concrete Jungle City. In case if you are curious about the tracks that are being played in the background, the lo-fi music created by myself. I have my channel there posted by Zelly Zen. The link in the chat. Take a look, show some love, and feel free to subscribe whenever you get the chance. So check it out, and thank you. All right, let's get back, and let's move to let's move to Finger real quick, because Finger also ended up in the green today. So GTII almost at 5% in the green, and Finger 2.25% on the day. With the exception of Finger going up in after hours a couple of cents. So even though it closed at 227, it actually closed at 233. And we'll just check out what's Whoa, what's this? Take a look at that. My bubbles are coming into fruition. AMC is definitely not GTII. Hell no. Well, as if the bubbles weren't just bubbles. They're magic bubbles. And I had these circles here put on the last week. I gotta go back and see that. I gotta after the stream. I have to see like where I put this, when I put this. But it's nice to see how it just follows right through the bubbles, and then give us a somewhat of a foundation as to see whether the Finger is actually gonna start to reverse. I mean, to do its reversal. It did bounce from that line here, that major line of support that's been there for quite some time. So it bounced from 219, 220 to now 233, and now in an uptrend. So now we would have to just look and see if it's actually gonna break now. So what we need for the MACD to do is to start crossing over. Yeah, that with that damn, hold on. Start to flip in the green on finger. On the RSI, still coming off from oversold territory, so it's slowly trying to come back up, which is good to see. And the TTM squeeze is also in favor of that confirmation of, you know, the dark orange, which is the momentum coming back to the upside as such. So we're looking for another potential for finger to do something, and then we gotta see if it does indeed try to break over 245. The target for, well, it would either be 245 or right at the 50-day moving average exponential at 252. So yeah, so between 245 and 250, those are the possible resistance levels there to break through if and when fingers does start to bounce back up from here, from these prices. So just let's just take a mental note, and remember 245 is the number, the next number to break. I say bearish case scenario for right now. I don't have a bearish case scenario because it did bounce off that level of support at 219, 220, and it has to hold over that. So yeah, Mark here at work now, I'm listening, not gonna be able to be in the chat, but if you could chart some, that would be awesome. I'll rewatch later and check the charting. Yeah, I will check, and especially the tickers that you mentioned earlier. If I do have to write it down for sure. I gotta get my book, so whatever tickers that you want to look at real quick, so I can write it in my book, and then we'll just go over it real quick. A 1, 2, 3. If you got the list, let me know. I can't go back up the chat for some reason. I can't go all the way up. That sucks. Cardano is gonna be that's gonna be something else. We're all in it together. I hope for you, you hope for me, and we all hold together. We all get rich and ride to the promised land together. Peace, love, and happiness. That's what it's all about. Love and respect is all we got, of course. And for sure, that is all what we're waiting for. So for finger, you know, just look out for those levels, like I said. So 245 to 250. If not tomorrow, then sometime before this week is over, and to try to see if we can get back on the road to 275 over here. If something does happen, and you do get a lot more volume coming in for finger, that would be nice to see as well. So here, and this is why I always say, always look at the longer time frames and look at the shorter time frames to see if it's giving you that confirmation. Look how it looks. So we got the bands here. The band's now turning green here, and it's actually doing a reversal. I like this. Now this just gives me more of a confirmation. And thank you, Zelly. Thank you for always having me, having me back, having my back, and being able to get that list for me. Thank you so much. And let's see. Yep, we got trading above the VWAP. We have the 8-day. If you can see it right here, you got the 8-day moving average curling back to the upside, and you got the 21-day doing the same thing, and then you have the 50-day now coming across. The only thing you need to see is these two cross over the 50-day, and you see these bands continue to expand to the upside in the green. So look out for that. So that just gave me another reason to believe that this is gonna give you that bullish scenario, and there's no bearish scenario at that moment. So, and MACD2 as well. We have a bright green bar that printed in the last hour candle. So that means, you already know what that means. TTM squeeze just about there too as well, about to cross over and give us a green bar to print. Thank you, Zeldi. Thank you for the list. So that is a quick recap for Finger. If there's anything for Finger, as well as far as news, there's nothing right now. It's just regular. Yeah, shares rose 6.3%, 246. The market value of their outstanding shares is at 129.2 million. So just to give that quick recap of that. And now to go to so here's the thing right now. GDC. Wow. Uh-oh. No. Oh, JNL? Got it. So GDC is actually, wow, it's actually making it made new day lows. Wow. What happened to GDC? There's no news at all, but it seems like it just, well, this is on the hour chart, so I don't know what's up with that. The bands are a little bit on the bearish side. It's like actually a bit thick. And all the moving averages are actually moving down, so this could create some type of movement to the downside. We probably would have to see, if this continues, then 150 to 155 would probably have to be the next area of support before we find the bottom from there. So 150, it was down almost 11% on the day. So that's just a little quick review here. Trying to move on a little fast here, so we can get through the tickers that Mark R had mentioned here. So NKGN, NKGen. Ooh, okay. Let's look at this on the 4-hour chart a little fast. See what we have going on here. Wow. So if Mark R is still listening, we have a potential, and it looks really promising for a golden cross to happen. We do have the 50-day moving average exponential closing in on that cross with the 200-day and this could happen, and this is definitely possible tomorrow. Also, the bands are, even though they're a little tight, they're still in the green. And we have the 8-day crossing over the 200, and also the 21-day just crossing over the 200. It has a really strong hold over the 8-day moving average, so it leads me to believe that there's still some potential to go back up and retest over $3 a share for MKGN. Even the MACD is holding up pretty strong here. Bright green bars are indicating that too as well. You also have the RSI, even though it's a little high, we had that green arrow give us that little confirmation of that push to the upside. And also the TTM squeeze, it's actually climbing back up, so this is all good, in my opinion, of course, not financial advice. So we're just looking for $3 for the retest. And then support wise, perhaps maybe from 2 to 220. 2 to 220. I just want to be sure. Let me see. So yeah, from 2 to 220 would be like around that range of support. From 290 to 320 would be that range of resistance, if you want to call that like that. So you either have to like trade within this range or have a breakout or have a bounce, then rejects the resistance, comes back down, and then starts to take profits and all that stuff. So just thinking about that scenario. Go to the hour real quick. What did Immortal say? He said GTII FOMA. FOMA. Well, here's the hour. The hourly on NKGN. It's also giving me that confirmation. The RSI, the stochastic RSI, is giving a bounce right off the oversold line at 20. So that's overall a good thing there. So expect another short-term push to the upside and try to retest $3. Next on the list, ASLN. For Aslan Pharmaceuticals, this thing is already ripped. This thing already ripped like crazy. This thing was up 160% on the day. Probably with another like 15% in the after hours. Actually, let's see something. Wow. Sheesh. Wow. What do we have here? Okay. Wow. So, alright, so given that on the 5-minute chart for Aslan Pharmaceuticals, ASLN, it is trying to hold above the 50-day SMA, simple moving average, but the 7-day is actually trying to curl right back down. Like the candle is like trading below it. The momentum is high. It has a land. Of course you. Oh yeah. Looks like the money flow is actually coming back down. RSI is coming back a little bit down. But the momentum is still high. So it's lingering between. So it could potentially try to break out again. But if not, and if it fails, then we would see about 165. If they decide to take profits, of course, because it's a really volatile situation here, since it ran more than 160% in the day. Let's see, we got 160, we got 150, and 113. Aslan. I don't know how you would say it, but Aslan. Of course, $2 would have to be the next levels of resistance for Aslan Pharmaceuticals. Let me just look back at here, because obviously if you look at it from the long term or higher time frames, this is insane. The bands are going crazy, and the 50-day moving average exponential is just about to cross over the 200-day. So this might just give me, this could push up again. So it either tries to retest $2 tomorrow and break over, or it rejects, or they start taking profits from here and then starts to drop right back down to, let's say, where the 8-day is at, maybe like 115, 120. So apparently Aslan Pharmaceutical shares are trading higher following bullish comments from Piper Sandler. It did halt on a circuit breaker to the upside, and Piper Sandler maintains overweight on Aslan Pharma and maintains a $15 price target. Wow. Wow. Okay. So a $15 price target for Aslan Pharmaceuticals. But not, just because like they announce a price target doesn't mean like it's gonna actually run to 15 just like that. It would have to be in the longer term. But for now, this is just like a quick PND. So just, play at your own risk, of course, NFA, because this could come down real quick, and people will just take profits, and there will be a sell-off, and then they will have to find a level to regain and consolidate, and then bounce back over. So this could go back to like 120 if they'll decide to take profits. So 120 would be, 120, we got 160. It's either this, or we go and that. Alright, we'll go to the next one. Go to ELWS. early works. Huh. It already had its run. ELWS already had its run. And it already sold off. You got this big candle from low of 59 cents to a high of almost $1. So this ran in a range of 40 cents. Actually, from 56 cents to low 52 cents all the way to like 99 cents. Lion was running around Aslan bumping Jism. Oh my god. And then let's see. So then we got a dark green bar on the MACD, so it's losing momentum. So this could continue to pull back down. Last level here was at 50 cents. So 50, 60. If it holds above the 50-day moving average at 58 cents, 60 cents, that would be the bottom. That would be the support for now until it probably gets another bounce or probably another PND. You already know what PND is. RSI is also pulling back, and TTM squeeze is also pulling back as well. So it's losing momentum. It's coming back down to the downside. So yeah, this could eventually like come back to these levels here at what we got, 55 cents. 50 to 55 cents. If it fails to hold below, if it fails to hold above 58 cents and 60 cents, we'll probably go to 50 cents around there. And then the last one was what, CellX. Alright. Let's see, CellX. Oh shoot, where did my bubbles go? Sometimes I don't even realize I put like, I don't put these bubbles up here, but I can just remove this, move it around because it's invalid. There. Huh. What's going on? What's going on so far? Let's see. CellX was up 10.65% the day. Came down a little bit after close to 180, 179, 180. It looks like it's holding at 180, 181, because it completely rejected at a high of 268. Wow, so a high of 268, but then rejected off the 200-day moving average exponential, dropping it back down to 173 and closed at 177. So around like 180 was that last level, and it's looking a little weak, so it could pull back from here. Even though the bands are still green, it could pull back down a little bit to like short term for a little bit, and then probably get another leg up. That's just my intuition from there. This thing is just peaked out though, so let's see the hourly. Okay, yeah. So it did pull back here. It looks like it's consolidating around 174 to 180. Yeah, it looks like, okay, so now it's looking like another leg up is potentially rising from here. So I might just do this. Goodness gracious. Ascending triangle. Could do bear flag or could do another leg up. Those are the two potential scenarios. So it does a bear flag and tries to retest 162 here on the 21-day moving average exponential. Goes the opposite direction. It'll probably try to break 185 and go to 190 again. Oh man, this is tough. That is tough. Because the MACD already... So it could just be a bear flag instead. Because the MACD is crossing and it flipped to the red side. So there might be a little more pullback for SELX. I can't even see. SELX. RSI is just about reaching the bottom, so 160 will be the pullback. Then a bounce back to 180. This could be the scenario for sure. And momentum on the TTM squeeze is dropping a little bit. We're probably finding some consolidation too as well. Right here. See how it just holds right here? So it could drop more. Let's go to 15. Let's go to 15. Where's the 15 at? Okay, so he's empty now after the pump and dump. That's sad, right? Alright, so now that I'm looking at the... Okay, so here's the thing on the 15 minute. We got the bands turning from red to green, consolidating, and it's actually giving me more of confirmation that it's actually looking like a breakout, like another possible breakout to the upside. Dark red bars on the MACD, dark orange bars on the TTM squeeze. Looks like it's going back up in momentum. So you can see that breakout happening soon. Hey Phil. Definitely missed the first hour. It was exciting. How's everything with you, Phil? Alright. What can I say about this though? Like, because I need to make levels. 215. I mean, that's all I could think about for Cell X. I mean, either tends to break over 180, get that breakout, and then try to retest 215. Because it looks like it hit 215 a lot of times over here. This area looks like it liked 215, but it kept like pulling it back from there. So Either it gets a bounce here off the 50-day moving average exponential, and then see if it can actually break over 210, 215, and test it again for see 4 times the measure. We were just having a nice conversation in terms of like GTII and you know, what to do in case if it runs, what's the latest, you know, in terms of the deal. Yeah, for sure. I always appreciate seeing you again here. I know it's been a while since I last seen you here on the stream, Phil, so hopefully everything okay. So you're doing good. And then you're just going over these other tickers that Mark R had mentioned earlier. So I know GTII also mentioned about DBMM, and it looks pretty wild. Bounce off 2 fractions of a penny, so 0.0033. We're closed at almost 0.0049. So that's a nice little move back up from there. What's it looking like on the 4-hour? On the 4-hour, it looks like it held pretty well, right above the 200-day moving average exponential. Big candle on the 4-hour. It's a nice recovery. So on the 4-hour candle, you had a opening at 0.0042, a low of 0.0033, a high of 0.0053, and then of course the close at 0.0049. And the candle is actually a bit more engulfing. More green and engulfing, so I might just hit that nice bounce up and then try to retest the resistance levels. I don't have levels on right now, but oh, JL, yes, gotcha. Thank you, Zelly. I was missing something else. But just quickly, because like I know GTII I mentioned up DBMM, so I just wanted to give it a little quick review before moving on to JL for Mark. And seems like it's holding up pretty well. The RSI, you know, has a nice bounce here. Might have a nice recovery from that point. And then from there, let me see the MACD. The MACD printed a nice dark red bar, so this could signal a reversal here and try to turn back around. And the TTM squeeze is probably doing the same thing. Let me just check real quick before I move into JL and start wrapping things up a bit. TTM squeeze, it seems like it was down for a bit. It might just change and start climbing back up along with the other indicators and give that confirmation of more upside. And if we look into the hourly is okay. The bands are turning from red to green, so that's a good thing. As long as it stays consistent and it starts to break back up, we would see DBMM break over 0.0050 and try to retest 0.0053 or 55. The last high was 0.0063 here, so we would probably have to come back into this range so that DBMM can just stick around and then try to see if it can actually have a breakout if something big happens with the stock. So that's my take on that. Again, not financial advice. Alright, so let me just clear this. Zoom and let's go to JL. This I have to like zoom in a bit because of the big drop it had before, so I gotta do this. There you go. Hold on. All right, let's see. Okay. Yeah, because after the split, Man, I just have to like scroll in and zoom in deep and see what happens. Okay, so this is invalid. I don't know why I have this here, but I could tell you that there's some. Hold on. What is going on? There you go. So I can tell you from here, the RSI is holding up for JL, and the MACD is actually holding up just a little bit. So it's trying to hold right at $2, and if it breaks over $2, then we could be able to see this try to come back to 210 and retest the 50-day moving average exponential at 215, and I see a breakout happening here depending on what JL is doing. Let's see, how's it looking like here? It looks like the TTM squeeze is indeed climbing slowly up in momentum, so that's another good sign. So JL does have a potential to see that a good climb. If we look at it from the 15-minute chart, we see that consolidation. We have this consolidation between $1.95 and $2 right here. So again, that breakout would be nice, because here on the TTM squeeze we have it moving back to the upside, as well as the RSI coming back from oversold territory, and the MACD is actually bouncing back up too as well, so it's in green. So that gives us more confirmation of the move to the upside. So JL has potential to definitely break over $2 and try to retest the last level at 215. Before I rewind, did you talk about ZJYL? No, I actually haven't talked about ZJYL in quite some time. But we can definitely look at that up right now, since we're already about to move on from JL. Mark R, if you're listening to me, good luck on those plays, man. Good luck on those plays for sure. Alright, so let's just take a look and see what's up, because I know it's been having, CJYL has been having some swings as of late. We were at $9 at some point. We thought that we would actually see it try to break out and have some type of has some action, you know. But it seems like, you know, some of the shorts are still in control, and also I would say maybe in terms of like the market conditions, but I know that it doesn't really play a huge role, because I know, you know, ZJYL is a special type of play, in my opinion. So not that I'm like too deep into it, but I just know that, you know, a lot of people are talking about it, in the sense that, you know, there's something happening. Apparently, so supposedly there's earnings for ZJYL after market hours tomorrow. I don't know if you can confirm that with me, Phil. You're probably more deeper in ZJYL than I am. So yeah, let's see. So you see it here, we had that potential to cross and break over $11. 11.15, we did hit 11.15 here on ZJYL, but it definitely had potential to, you know, experience some volatility and try to test $12 a share. That would have been nice to see, because I think from that point, shorts would probably have a hard time. I never even seen the cost to borrow for ZJYL, which is something that I should look into right now, and see what it's all about. Let's see. Okay, wow. Jeez. Hopefully this doesn't scare you, but even though it's holding at 33%, almost 34% cost of borrow fees, the shares available to borrow is at a high of 5,200,000 shares. It seems like it's been like that for a while, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Yeah, 5,000,002, 5,000,001, 5,000,003, almost 6 million shares available. 5 million. Wow. They really have this suppressed. But the cost to borrow fee was a lot higher before, at 50, 51. You could tell, from how it ran before, the cost to borrow fee was a lot higher. So it looks like they're really trying to suppress this. You see the bands here expand. It's a lot thick on the bearish side, and we could. In case, just take it with a grain of salt, of course. The potential for this to actually come back down, it seems like it is possible, because it looks like one of those like bearer flags, in my opinion. And if it continues to grow in the bands, like in the red, then we would see that potential to hit back to $6 a share and hold around there. Probably got to bounce. What was this here at the bottom of this was $5.99 yet. $5.95, $6. So we would probably have to come back down to those levels if bearish. But if we see some type of action, of course it has to bounce off this range of support and then try to move back up to $9 before this week is over. So you either have that scenario happen, or you either have this come back down to $6 for ZJYL. So that's my take on it, NFA. So, but I don't know what this is all about though. It's apparently showing me that there's earnings tomorrow after market for ZJYL. So I don't know how big or how much of an impact that would have on the stock. But the good news, supposedly, is that they did regain compliance with NASDAQ on the 6th of March. So, that's eventually a good thing, because now they get to stay on the board. They're no risk at being delisted, from what I'm seeing. So, yeah, that's my take on it. And I hope you enjoyed that little hypothetical TA, Mr. Phil Haynes. Anything else going on with you? What's up? As I look into this other stock that I'm in right now currently, there is earnings for OCGN before market open. Let me see. It's really trying to stay. So it's really trying to stay above 95 cents. And it's really having a hard time breaking over $1. I would love to see that it breaks over $1 to try to retest 108, 110. Especially if earnings, surprisingly, in a miracle, if it becomes a beat and we see this crush past 108, 110. And see new day highs for OCGN, and we haven't seen in a long time. This is a stock play that had potential to become like squeeze related. You can see that it actually hit at some point 150 about a couple of weeks ago. Actually, almost a month ago. You had a rally from 30 something cents all the way to $1.51. So there's still a possibility of something happening, or we can try to retest those levels again. And still waiting on any news of potential FDA approval. And they were at a summit last week to discuss about their approaches on curing blindness, because they do work on retinal. they're commercializing, developing, and discovering novel gene and cell therapy and vaccines, and they're focused on curing retinitis pigmentosa. It's a certain condition of the eye. Lets you starts getting fogged up and you start getting blind over time. So they're trying to create a breakthrough so that they can be able to heal and be able to cure these types of blindness. So I mean, that'd be great. A lot of people out there experiencing these types of diseases in their eyes and blindness. Why not let it happen and let them have that opportunity? So let's say theoretically speaking, if it had an approval from the FDA, that would be massive on their behalf. So just to look out for that. And then just to wrap up a bit, before I go, just to see how AMC is doing. AMC, for some reason, it's been in a range since around the beginning of February, ranging between 420, maybe 415, and coming up past 475, 480. We did have a break eventually at one point, touching 512 maybe. 510, 512, and then coming back down. A lot of swinging here, so a lot of swing trading opportunities here. Probably something like that, And for AMC, let's just take a closer look. I don't know if you guys are in AMC still, or in GME, or any of those like main short squeeze stocks or meme stocks. But just seeing it from a long term here on the 4-hour chart, it looks like it could try to retest 420 again. The bands are a little bit expanded on the red, on the bearish side, and who knows, we could see a little pullback again and then try to bounce back, or if we see the other indicators. Let's just zoom in like this. Potentially this starts to level out and then try to break up again. RSI is on the bottom too as well, so that can create a bounce from here to try to retest 460, 470 during the middle, or probably before the week is over, to try and see if we can attempt to break $5 again. And it's frustrating because there's so much control, so much suppression, big institutions, and I don't know, it's just a list of people that's just really like trading this and keeping this suppressed. And the only way to see any type of change or any type of movement, drastic movement that people would love to see, is if there is something chaotic that happens in the market, and the rest. I mean, the list goes on of what the possibilities are, and a certain ramification that comes along with it. And margin calls, of course, that being the capitalist and all. But for some reason, long-term wise, gives us a little bounce off here, so expecting that bounce to happen around 420, and if not, bearish case scenario, fall back to 410, 415, because it does tend to correlate with the market conditions. So if the SPY moves down, it will have some type of effect to it, and of course all the suppression that AMC has, including GME too as well. And GME, if you guys are not aware, they do have earnings on the 27th after market. So who knows, this just by looking at AMC and GME, which is pretty much correlated in some way that it trades the same, because now you see here too as well, GME has that same bands, the turning red and expanding, and we could see this if we just move this a bit, I'm gonna move this. Potentially the next, level of support would be $14 if it continues to the downside. And then you have the last one, which was at 1330, 1350. Overall, though, from a long-term perspective and the way that the chart looks like, it's still up from those lows at $12, you know. So in some ways, it's still holding on a bit stronger than I expected. You know, we had this bounce here around 1325, 1330, and then we had the long trend going up. So this would have $14 would have to be the major support level for now for GME until it actually starts to bounce back over. Because even the MACD is also showing that as well. It's probably going to start leveling out. RSI is completely oversold here. And remember this, I drew another line, trend line here going across. So this pretty much can give you that confirmation of a temporary push back to the upside from $14 if it continues dropping with the market. So let's see. So I'm so tired of AMC, but I'm scared to sell my shares just in case it does blow up. Yeah. That's just like I said, it's all psychological and stuff. But honestly, you know, you're pretty much holding the ticket to financial freedom, if you want to think about it that way. But you know, just like in life, you know, you do have to go through your challenges and battles. But as long as you're truly convicted in this play, just like other plays, just like GTII, FNGR, other stocks, DJYL, and there's some meaning behind it, and there's a good reason for this to actually do its thing, then by all means, you know, you're doing the right thing by holding. And while you're holding your position, you know, you just leave it in the back of your portfolio like it's some long-term investment. Because that's how I see it, you know, for now, you know, by now, like at this point, and knowing it's been like 3 years, this is what it's been like. It's been like a long-term investment. You know, you're buying, you're holding, you're dollar cost averaging. It's going in swings and all of that good stuff, and you know, you either trade it the way you want it. You want to swing it, you can swing it. You can day trade it, do options, make your money that way while you're still holding. So many combinations of things. Or that, you know, you could just, you know, like I said, dollar cost average, keep buying, keep holding in the back of your your portfolio while you're, you know, trading other plays on the side and making money. You know, it doesn't really have to be, you know, you putting all your eggs in one basket, you know, because that's, you know, it's time consuming, and then, you know, you're not really seeing much in your portfolio, you know, just, you know, sitting there, you know. So that's why you always gotta like do some side hustles, you know, get into some side plays and continue making that money ball roll and grow. And that's why I usually say and put it in that perspective. So, but a lot of people out there, you know, still holding to this day and staying true to your conviction, and yeah, nobody's leaving. Everybody's not leaving. You know, it's us versus Wall Street. It's us versus the hedges. It's us versus brokers and all that stuff. Something has got to give, and I'm sure of it, and I believe that moment is gonna come soon. So yeah, but you know, with that being said, you know, that's just my take on it. So as far as GME is concerned, same thing. Also, just looking for that nice swing opportunity. Playing it as a short term. If you want to do calls, you want to do puts, this is like pretty much like a day trader's wet dream. Just being able to play calls, oh my god, sell it, do some puts, oh my god, sell it, buy some calls, oh my god, sell it. Sound like that, you see? Like, it's a swing. These stocks are swingers. You might as well just take advantage of it, Of course, as long as you're playing safe and getting out at a certain target. So here on the hourly, we got a cross at the MACD. It's flipped to green. The bands are getting tight, and they might change to green too as well. So I think 1450. So it might just hold up here and get a bounce. Get a little bounce, and if it doesn't hold, then you got $14. That's the next level of support for GME. So you look out for those levels. And then 1520. So we need to hit over 1480 to 15 by end of week. 1480 to 15 by end of week. And if not, then $14 is the major support level before it bounces again. But for so far, what I'm seeing on the indicators here, they're all looking for a reversal, and the RSI is a breakout, and the TTM squeeze too as well. So slowly climbing back up, all pointing up. All right. Mortal GTII says GTII dividends coming soon. I did see that, and I could see that they did have the news here, which communicated the brokerage firms regarding the stock dividend issue last year, April, and that they wish to inform the shareholders that if they wish to deposit their shares in advance, they should complete a stockholders representation letter, which outlines the procedures to deposit their shares in advance. And in any event, GTI believes that all shareholders should have their shares deposited on or around April 29, 2024, which marks the 1-year date from the date of issuance of the stock dividend. So that's a little quick brief on that information on the dividends. So I already passed the 2-hour mark. Gosh. Yeah, you should be able to get it by the 29th of April. And if anything, beforehand, like before the date happens, like call your broker and ask them about it, just so you can be more sure, and they can reassure you that they'll be able to have those delivered to you officially. And hey, shoot, maybe ask for a paper certificate too. Yo, send me a paper certificate saying I got these dividends. You heard? Stop playing these games. Give me my shares, broker. And then that's. I think I think Barbara did that. I think she called in the broker, and she told them, she asked them, So it doesn't hurt to try to call them up and ask them about it, ask your questions, and just to be sure. So nothing goes wrong, and nothing sketchy, because how things play out sometimes. So. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I just passed the 2-hour mark, so I have to call it a night. Thank you all for participating, for joining me here in this live stream, another edition of this live stream. I will be soon making videos of little recaps here and there. If there's anything that happens, I will post a short video and just reviewing of what's happening, whether it's GTII or Finger. So just take a look, just look out for that. Immortal GTII. It's always a pleasure seeing you here and being full GTII. And we ain't leaving. We ain't going nowhere. Also, thank you to Maddie, Barba, Mark, Joseph Perezzi, GTII, Clark and Julie, Immortal GTII, Blue 5, Jeggings, Phil Haynes, what else we got? Yeah, Clark and Julie, thank you, as always. I think that's it, right? And especially the one and only, the lovely Zelly Zen. Thank you. Oh my God, I'm feeling it. But listen, have a great night. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. We'll come back tomorrow for another stream. Same time, as always, 8 p.m. Eastern time. And we'll see what happens with these stocks, and we'll give a recap. Come back and we'll talk. We'll have a conversation and do what we usually do. So, yep. Thank you once again for joining me. As always, much love to everybody. Giant hugs. Peace, love, wealth, health, and yeah. Take it easy. Big hearts, big hearts, big hearts, big hearts. Spam them hearts, baby. Spam them hearts, baby. Shout out to Blue 5 too as well. Blue 5.